internet people.
Good day.
It's Mr. Jack.
It's deck profile time, and
This is some weird kind of like in real life version of Vanguard EX.
yes. And if you can't tell by the map, it's gold.
Alfred.
Rah, rah, rah.
There was never an Alfred for gold. Yes, there was.
Liberator Alfred, Monarch Century Alfred.
Never mind. Never mind. You need to get those then.
Yeah. Anyway.
I don't know why I said that.
Yeah.
First.
Did Liberators mean nothing to you?
First DTT cock up of the video right there.
Alright then, so we'll get straight into the deck profile. Onto the Grey Freeze first. We run 4 Blond Ezell, my favourite card right now. And possibly going to be forever. 3 SVRs, very nice and shiny, and then the 1 VR. Alright, so skill of Blond Ezell. From your act hand, if you have Knight of Superior Skills Bowman and Knight of Elegant Skills Gareth on your field, you may Soul Blast 1 Crimson Lion Cup Curry, and then you Superior Ride him from your hand, and he gets Drive -1. It good. It good. Yeah, so this is pretty much the heart and soul of the deck. Like, you want to be running this at 4, because it's literally like your main unit. If you don't have this, you're going to flop. So yeah, we run 4 of that, because it's a shiny card and it's a good card. Another good card is Ravenhair Ezell, and another reason why you want to run Blond Ezell, because this requires it. So Ravenhair Ezell is came out in a BT03, yes, and gave Golds the much needed push that it desperately needed. Because if you didn't know, Golds were crap in the beginning. Like, yeah, they had the Superior Ride, but you just didn't have any pushing power, let's just say. Yeah, so Ravenhair Ezell hand, act, if your Vanguard is Incandescent Lion Blond Ezell, yeah, you may counterblast 1 and ride this card from your hand as stand. Now bear in mind, you can do that and Blond Ezell Superior Ride in the same turn. And you get the gifts, which is absolutely fine. I like it, it's fair, it's balanced. Totally haven't made people cry with it. And then then the second skill, also, when it attacks, if an Incandescent Lion Blond Ezell isn't in your soul, which it should be, you counterblast 1, and until the end of that battle, this unit gains 15k in a crit, and your opponent cannot guard with Sentinels. Oh joy! Honestly, probably like the best. Like, this is the card that you want to be on for like the mid-term, like mid-phase of the game. And then it can be used as a finisher as well, but the finisher of the deck is the new boy, Platina Ezell. And oh boy, this card is amazing. So this is like the new card and from V-BT05, and even though we only got 5 cards from the set, they are some good cards. And this being one of them. So skill, act. You counterblast 1, and you change the first drive check of the turn to look at the top 2 cards of your deck, put 1 in the trigger zone, and call 1 to rearguard. Now bear in mind, you're pretty much calling them at the same time. So, because I've seen a lot of people do this, like some people try and cheat them out of the trigger. If you call a unit first, say like we'll just bring that here. Say like your Vanguard's there. Those 2 are your things. You can call that and then reveal the trigger, and then you can give that the power. That has been confirmed. So all those people trying to cheat out of it, don't. And then onto the second part of the skill. If you have 2 or more grade 3s in the soul, you change the second and you change like the rest of the drive checks to that exact thing. So it works well in premium as well, although we're not doing premium. So yeah, so you basically turn your twin drive into technically a quadruple drive.
You're checking the top 4 cards.
Yeah, you're looking at the top 4. You're basically just borrowing Super Yomi's skill pretty much.
Yeah.
And it's a really good card because it gives you multi-attacking, and it makes triggers more consistent. So yeah, really good card, although you only need to run it at 2. If anything, I'd say maybe run it at 3, maybe take out a Ravenhead, run this at 3. But honestly, 2 has been working very well for me. Like, the deck draws quite a lot, especially with XL2. So 2 isn't... I'd say 2 is a good
With
number.
all of the kind of things that say draw a card, then call a card, you
Yeah.
go through your deck quite quickly, don't you?
Speaking of calling, onto the grade 2s. We run 4 of the new boy, Advance of the Black Chains Kaiden. Now Kaiden is the replacement for Vivian, or the rare grade 2, which I cannot recall the name of. It was pretty much another viewing. However, this card is absolutely amazing. Although it can't be activated on Vanguard, that doesn't make it any less good. Because its auto skill is Vanguard, 1 place, cast 1, discard a card from your hand, and look at 3 cards on top of your deck, call 1 card from among them to Vanguard, and shuffle your deck. That's already a big plus because you're not just like putting 2 triggers to the bottom of the deck. You can actually shuffle. And then if you have Stronghold of the Black Chains Hoel on your field, which we'll get to that very soon, you draw a card. So card is good. And the fact that it doesn't have to be called from hand, so you can just call it off. Plus an Ezell, and then chain more superior calling from that is amazing. Because multi-attacking in the Ezell clan is good. Who would have guessed? On to the next grade 2, the Bowman Boy. Bowman has been around since Miracle Collection, and he's possibly one of the most important parts of the superior ride for Blond Ezell, because he's the one that searches out Gareth, and then you just Soulblast his Curve and then superior ride Blond Ezell from your hand. Yeah, so when he's placed from hand, so he can't be called from deck, you discard a card from your hand and search your deck for up to 1 Knight of Valiant skills Gareth, and call it to Vanguard and then shuffle your deck. Really good card. And then when he's placed by skill, so that can be from either the hand or a deck, he gains +3, so it becomes 12k attacker. Really good for hitting Ezell and protect numbers, force numbers, not so much. But yeah, really good card. You need to run that at 4. And another card that you need to run a 4 of, in my opinion, is Flame Wind Lion Wonder Ezell. Again, this came out in a V-BT05, and again has helped the Ezell deck immensely. Because this is another superior ride to get Blond Ezell onto your Vanguard as soon as possible. So what he does is Vanguard, act, Soulblast 1 and retire 1 Crimson Lion Beast Howl from your field, from your rear guard, and then search your deck for Incandescent Lion Blond Ezell and superior ride it against drive -1. I should also mention that Blond Ezell's superior ride thing, he does get drive -1 if your opponent's Vanguard is not on grade 3, so just pointing that out. However, Ravenhead Ezell completely negates that disadvantage by being Ravenhead. So yeah, I'm running both versions of the superior ride because I value consistency in this deck. Yeah, I could have used Vivian or something like that because more superior calling, but honestly, you want to get the superior ride off. That is the main thing Gold Paladins work around. If you don't get superior ride, you're in for a rough time. It's not impossible to win, but you're just putting yourself at a massive disadvantage if you're not. So yeah, that's the grade 2s. On to the grade 1s. We're running 4 of the last new boy in the deck. Stronghold of the Black Chains Hoel. He sounds familiar. So yeah, this is the one that combos well with Kaiden. And his skill is continuous rearguard. When your other unit in the same column is placed in places that column. So say this is on rearguard. Even if your Vanguard's placed, so if you place a unit in front of it, that unit will gain +5.
I prefer the version of Diablo in it.
Yeah. Yeah, but those are shadows. Yeah, so it's really good because it helps gold build up numbers, and just pretty much pushes you over force numbers. So this is a nice little card. And also, if Kaiden's on the field, instead of +5, it'll gain +10. However, it has once the unit's been called, it'll instantly gain +5, and that can work for anything. Even if you're multi-attacking, say you can swing with that on boosted for 14, and then call another thing. That will still gain +5. So it's a really good card again. And then, like I said, if Kaiden's on the field, it gains +10, and then obviously with Kaiden, if you use his skill and this is on the field, you can just draw a card. So really good. Then we run 4 of the Crimson Lion Beast Hoel, I don't know. So he's the combo piece that you want to run with a Wonder Ezell to get the other version of the superior ride off. But he's still a good card in his own right, because 1, he gives you soul, and 2, it's multi-attacking. So yeah, at the end of the battle it boosted. If you have a Vanguard with Ezell in its card name, you counterblast 1, put this unit to your soul, and you draw a card and then call a card from your hand to rear card. So again, a good little multi-attacker as well. builds up soul, helps you superior ride. Staple 4 of. Big time. Next we are running only 2 Din Drain. Now I was running this at 3 to begin with, and I was only running 3 Kaiden, but mostly because I didn't have the 4th Kaiden, but when I did, I tested it, and honestly, running Din Drain at 2 is really not a bad line. Yeah, the deck kind of counterblast a lot, but if you smart with your resources, it's really not that big of an issue. Like, I tend to use the draw skill more than anything, unless I'm going up against force, and I'll just countercharge it in the +3 so it can actually hit. But yeah, you only need to run this at 2. I was thinking of running it at 1, but honestly, 2 is a good enough number. So yeah, her skill is when placed by your card's ability, you soul blast 1, and then you can either choose to draw a card, or countercharge and then gains +3. Now, if I recall, in one of the first ever gold matches I played with this deck, someone called me out for that really, really hard. So yeah, just important little reminder that you don't activate both. Like, if you draw a card, you don't get the +3. You have to countercharge again the +3. So there we go. And then the last of the grade 1s is 1 Knight of Elegant Skills Gareth. Now you may be wondering why I'm only running 1, and that's because you only need 1. Yeah, you have a high risk of getting into a damage zone, but honestly, that has only happened to me like once so far. Although I say that, if I do a game now, it's probably going to end up in the damage zone every time. But honestly, because you can search it out with Bowman, and yeah, you search it out with Bowman, and then use it for, then use Ezell Superior Ride. That's pretty much his only use. Like, yeah, he's got the skill of when placed by skill, you can cast +1 and give him +10, which is nice, I won't deny. But his primary use is for the Bowman version of the Superior Ride. So yeah, we only run 1 copy of Gareth. Onto the triggers. We run 4 critical, 2 of them being the new one, very nice. We run 4 front, again 2 of them being the new one. Because front triggers with Platinum Ezell is hilarious.
The timing allows it.
Yeah, honestly, like Platinum Ezell has like pretty much relies on, not, I wouldn't say relies, but it gives a massive buff to front triggers. Like before, I was only running like I was running like 8 crit before. I was like trying to experiment with fronts, but it was mostly just like 8 crit 4 draw, because obviously Ravenhead, you want to critical as much as possible. But honestly, the 4 fronts, they've been working well for me. Plus that artwork is pretty cute. I like it. Then we run the 4 draw PGs because, you know, draw PGs are draw PGs and draw PGs are good. And then we run 4 heal triggers because we want to heal, and plus 20k shield is kind of helpful. And then we run the 1 starter, Crimson Line Curve, which is actually probably one of the most important starters in Standard because he is actually used for a skill, and if you don't run him, then you're just limiting yourself on the highly superior rank. So yeah, that is the deck for Gold Paladins from Aerial Steed Liberation. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you didn't, just tell me what I did wrong, what I can probably do to improve it, because I would like to see how like a lot of other people run the deck. Like, this deck has been working like wonders for me. Like I said, I've been making people cry because of it. Spamming Excel markers is pretty much my favourite thing to do with this deck. And yeah, so please, again, let me know down in the comments what you think of it. And we will catch you all later. Bye bye, internet people. Bye bye.
Kamui here. Thanks for watching Draw the Trigger. Here's another video you might enjoy.